you would see Renegades switch up the strategy. They'd go for a fast A play, and the smokes would lock them out. Happen in the pistol round, and every 3 or 4 rounds, they'd mix it in. But they were going for mid control with 1 or 5 players. They were going for B takes. They were splitting every single round. It was a different strategy. And that really caught Mako or Downfall off guard, because they were never in a position where they could comfortably say, okay, this was the problem in the previous round. Let's do this to fix it, because then the strat would completely change. The way Renegades approach the map would completely change. And that was something that they struggled with massively. Now, when it comes to Mako, I do not believe this team has nearly the same depth as Renegades. And I don't think they'll be able to push Downfall to the same sort of stress and duress on the CT side. And because, of course, it's Downfall's map pick, I'd say Downfall will get to start on the T side, where they did look a little bit better.
Yeah, I think that is going to be the case. But I think the interesting thing to note too is that they've had a little bit of time, Downfall that is, after playing Renegades on this map yesterday. As we said before, Renegades are a team that are going to punish you. They're going to find the holes in your game and exploit them. So now Downfall have been given a really good rinsing of this map. And they have now had the opportunity to have those holes in their current game exploited, found, and they've had a little bit of time, albeit not a huge amount, but a little bit of time to go and make some tweaks, make some changes, and fix them. The question will be, Mako will probably sitting back and watching that and going, well, okay, Renegades, this is what they did to exploit the weaknesses in their game, but they've got to execute it to the same level that Renegades did to be effective. So I don't know. I'm expecting another brawly style CS here, and we're going straight for the B rush here from Downfall. They're not messing about whatsoever.
Yeah, it's going to be a straight up attack. Downfall, I don't know if they have the individual skill over Mako. We certainly saw lots of positive signs from the likes of Jimmy, but Savage was a consistent player as well. Both of these guys, the young guns looking... Oh my god, Zerts, no. Oh. He's missed all the shots, only connecting to the body. Zilla's there to save the day a little bit, but the T's are closing the distance. It's left to Jimmy. He's on the site with the T's, in amongst the Sharks, and unfortunately, it's not going to go his way. Not able to get the bite out, as K-Star on 3 health up against 2 Glocks. Doesn't stand a great chance, although these enemies are quite low as well.
K-Star is quite literally bleeding internally. And well, he's made the right read. So at least he's going to appear in the right place here. Moop is not going to be aware of this at the moment, but his positioning is smart enough to not allow him. Oh, K-Star finds the connection onto Moop, and it's just a low HP duel, 3 and 4 HP respectively. But where is this planted for? K-Star, does he have the information? He at least has a crosshair placement, but they're going to play a dangerous guessing game here. Whoever lands the first shot will win, and it will be K-Star. And they will find themselves that pistol round. That was interesting, given that Downfall yesterday went for the waterfall out of Palace. They went for the faster B approach on this pistol, but Mako looked ready for it. They boosted Zerts up onto the B platform, and whilst it was a little bit messy, got the job done.
It's a shame to lose that, but I think more so if they go back and watch it and actually see the HP that their opponent was on, you're going to be kicking yourself at that point. 1 bullet was all that was needed, and it couldn't be connected. I think if they'd have just stuck to the B plant, they probably would have won. But obviously, there's no way for them to know that. And I think some of the damage was even done through the smoke, so even a read that he was low probably wasn't even on their minds. It's a deflating one, that's for sure. And now left down to the 1-0. Downfall have got themselves a buy-up. And of course, we talked about this. The bomb plant, losing out the pistol round with a bomb plant as the terrorist side. It's huge. Not that you'd be planting the bomb as a CT. You'd be really playing against yourself at that point. We come into this round with, not too much of a disadvantage really for the T side. If anything, possibly an advantage because they've got the numbers to play around, and now definitely an advantage as they take down Jimmy of all players to start things off.
It's a perfect entry into this A-bomb site, but need to be careful not to overextend themselves. I mean, we're playing a game of who won the pistol round right now, aren't we? Because you look at the buy on both these two teams, it's so healthy. Savage can even get himself an AK. That's just I mean, we've hopped on about it enough, but this is the reality now that the CT side would have to deal with. So, Zerts, they know where he is. He's only going to get away with an MP9, so this is a disastrous round for Mako. And Downfall, they get in, they don't even lose a single member. That is the best way to win the second round.
Best way to win any round, Jim. You can get out flawlessly. I'll take it. Did Moot manage to upgrade his gun as well? I didn't actually catch that. I don't know if he just stayed passive afterwards. Oh yeah, he got an M4 out of it. Fantastic. So a huge round. And you know, whenever it goes into this kind of position and you see the T's win and the CT's force buy, it's a very dangerous avenue to go down because okay, your T's just force bottom one, sure, but they had AKs, they had Galils. Look at what Mako have. Deagles. They've got an SMG, a shotgun. Jimmy loves the Mag 7. The problem is, Downfall have lost the opening duel. 2D's fallen. That was a straight mid push that just worked out for them. And now Mako are tucked away.
With the read, though, they've just backed themselves in towards B. There's only one player on A, but this could be dangerous. Jimmy with the Mag 7 on the trade. Oh, no. There's only one player back towards this A bomb site, and he's stuck in Palace, so he's not going to have a whole host of information, but Licky is there and calling for the rotation, but the CTs are onto this as well, Mitch. This could be disaster.
It absolutely could. They're running right out into a stack, and they have no idea. All 4 CTs in position towards this A site. Downfall. Man disadvantage up against rifles now as well. Peeked from up on top of stairs, and that could have went very, very wrong. Luckily, Mook managed to tuck away just in time. They still need to cross. They still need to get that bomb planted. The smoke down for connector as Licky nades into CT. There's another player. He's now being spotted, though. He was firing away, giving his position away. Mook and Licky shut that one down. And it's a 3K for Licky to close the round. Downfall. Well, they get away with murder on that, Jim, because it was looking like Mako had done enough to take it.
That completely bamboozles me. Mako should have had some frags there, dead to rights. The fact that they've got away with that Downfall, just some really sloppy sprays. That, to me, should have been around for Mako. They made the right read. They did everything. The read on the play was perfect. The push through mid, the double underpass, that was well orchestrated, and it set them up really well. In fact, the one thing they probably didn't account for was the fact that Downfall had so much utility, but here we go. Zilla, full of confidence, but low on HP now. Takes one out of the equation, but this is a lighter buy coming out from Downfall. They had Moop just with the Mac. Well, just had the M4 actually, but they've got that Mac 10, or had it in play at least. They would have looked to just entry with that, but I think they now realize that there's potential here for maybe the CTs to have bought into this. They don't have full info on that. They don't have info whether they have armor. They just know that there's an upgraded pistol somewhere.
Mac 10's disappeared, and the upgrade after Mook died. We'll see if Mako Shark... Oh, hold on. I was seeing Zerts up close. I was feeling something happen, and Jimmy's been mollied out. He still gets a kill. Of course he does. Just Jimmy things. But it doesn't look like we're going to see anything really when it comes over towards Calamari. He won't be
prospects.
able to... I was hoping... I was really hoping he could do a Mark Morrison on it. Go in and get the return of the Mac. But he's not found the weapon coming in through the apartment, so... Unfortunately.
Well, they knew that he'd be back. So they were ready for it.
Up behind the apartments. It's a shame, really. To go down 3-1, you win the pistol. We talked about this before, didn't we, Jim? The Renegades game. It was actually Renegades versus Downfall. You go 1-0 up CT side, you're like, hey, yeah, we won. But once that bomb plant goes down, you are in dire straits. Is it fair? No. It's CSGO.
It's the walk of life, isn't it, when you're in dire straits?
That it is, Jim.
But what we're seeing so far is a back and forth game. It's more like the Sultans of Swing.
Well, you know, considering the fact that it's gone back and forth but left a 3-1 lead for the T side especially, I'd imagine Kenny Loggins would have something to say about this. He'd be saying the Mako Sharks, they're in the danger zone.
I'd actually beg to differ. I reckon he'd be saying this game's a little foot loose.
Oh, I'm turning into Tom. I'm gonna lose all my hair in a few minutes. This is not going well.
Oh, dear me. Yeah, I don't have a record. Well, I was going to say I don't have a great record with co-casters and keeping their sanity, but...
I can see why.
Speaking of keeping their sanity, they need to keep their sanity here at B. They're under some pressure. And there's some low T's here. Right for the picking. K-Star takes another, but he needs to be careful. It's 2D. Makes a nuisance for himself, but the rains fall on Africa, and he is eliminated. That's right, I can go toe-to-toe with the best. The puns.
Oh, God.
The CTs just need to hold the line, though. That's the thing.
Well, I'm happy they managed to get that round on the board and come through with a 3-2 scoreline. Really, you don't want to let the T side go on that run and swing all the way up into the lead. If they go 4-5-1 up, it's pretty hard to really connect that momentum back into the game. At this point, though, they've forced out the investment. They've put the T's on their last legs, really, of the economy this early on. And a potential lead for Mako Sharks and a way right back into this series. Good opening duel by Calamari. Shuts them down trying to go for Tetris control. That was just a little bit of a poke towards the A side. You can see they definitely want to split it. Mizzy's taking a very early fight. Those players have got all the freedom to peek towards him. Oh, no! Calamari thought the smoke was good enough, but it was nice and deep. And Savage is just shutting them down. Jimmy gonna come through and try to deal the damage. Great nade. Savage should be dead off that. It only does 1 damage. He swung wide out towards Tetris. No one's peeking from jungle, so they've got the freedom to do that. And, well, I don't think Johnny Cash would like this. He would have been falling over there because Jimmy, he was in a ring of fire. Luckily, managed to get out of there before the flames did go higher.
And need to be careful because he was burning in that ring of fire. And it's now a 2 versus 4 here. Licky, though, eliminates 1 arm of this retake. He finds a bunch of information here as to where Zertz is, but they're both going to play around that smoke. He's going to try and isolate this 1v1. Licky's there. He's ready for it. And Downfall find themselves another round, and they just put that city economy on the back foot.
And Licky's got 8 kills, but it's not just that. It's the fact that he's only died twice. I mean, this man is a survivor. He's really rising up. He's back on those streets. I mean, he did his time in the previous game, but now he's taking his chances. I gotta say, he's going the distance. He's back on his feet. He's off to a running start.
Speed. I really thought you were walking a line with those Johnny Cash puns, but we'll leave it that. Leave it at that. Now, they are just Ashton's traveling circus right now, aren't they, Mako? They're everywhere. They really are going around the world. Could have made a Daft Punk out of myself for continuing that, but Moop, he's just going to continue to pester them, make sure that there's no rotation coming through. They need to try and keep this one clean here.
In fairness, you did quote all the lyrics of that song.
True.
It's a very deep and meaningful song.
It's a song of a generation.
It is. Well, I mean, the fact that you said the words and the beat came in my head, that's a good sign. Oh, Moop, you're in trouble. Zertz is up behind Sneaky Beaky at the plant pot, and the seeds are sown for a good round in the next, because he's able to pick himself up an AK, and Biggity bail towards that A site. Safely tucked away in the corner, and with that, it's an AK. Hey, look, Mako Shark ain't going to be winning the round off it, but it's going to help this one out for sure, especially with where their economy's at. I mean, they can get themselves a nice comfy investment. You can see Zertz would have been struggling to get a rifle out. And now he's perfectly happy.
Yeah, some patient plants or patient post-plant positioning for Zertz. really sow the seeds for him to be able to capitalize, harvest that gun, if you will. And I don't know, I'm just going to keep trying to crop a few puns out of this one.
God damn it. I mean, the thing for me is like, I haven't been that scared of a plant since Day of the Triffids, and that movie, honestly, it scared the hell out of me as a kid. I watched that.
Feel like a bit of a daffodil though.
Have you seen Day of the Triffids?
It just sounds like a backyard blitz.
It's like a really... Oh, hold on. There we go. Licky's down. He hit the bomb. What was that? Just diving out. Whoa, we're just jumping out onto the site. 2D's got a free kill. Downfall are really making a bag of this game. What is that? They're not in that bad of a position, but now the CTs have fully rotated. They've got no control. The short play is only coming in just now. I am so confused. I'm scratching my head. I don't know how they're in a 3 versus 3 in this situation. This has been one of the messiest rounds I've seen in Mirage. The coordination isn't there, and yet they're just winning all the duels. They don't deserve this round. They absolutely don't. Jeez. I genuinely think that's one of the worst T-side rounds I've ever seen. And yet they somehow recover it. And look at this. A little flying play by Moop to end it out. Fair enough.
That round heavily featured a lot of parkour. That's all I'm going to say. Downfall just parkoured their way in and made an absolute nuisance of themselves. Over the kids that broke into the garden to just try and skateboard, make a nuisance out of themselves. Speaking of which, I've got Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 here, and I'm so keen. Oh,
you've got it? The new game, the remastered?
I'm ready.
That looks so good. I might pick that up after this. I didn't have it. I used to play it at my cousin's house. That was the SH1T.
Oh yeah, and it just influenced all my music choices as well for like the next 10 years, maybe longer. I'm ready to relive the glory days, as I'm sure some of these players are as well. Oh, K-Star flattened. As they do take control of this A-bomb site, they should be able to get in and get this plant. Again, Jimmy's just gone. He's shot for the stars with that Nova. I don't know if it's going to be effective range, though. If he lands a stray bullet onto Savage, I will be really disappointed.
Zerts with the 28 health and the Deagle. Maybe he can cause a bit of a distraction. I think if they take him to... Oh my god. Alright. Well, Jimmy's using the Nova. He's using the Mag 7. He's using everything. And he's getting kills with them as well. That's the most disgusting part.
I'm crying in the club right now. They're not happy tears either.
Ryan in the club. What's that a reference to?
It's just a meme.
Oh, okay.
Just a simple meme. No,
I was still scratching my brain. I was like, what the hell's crying in the club? What is that? See, this is the problem now, Jim. If we say anything, you're gonna be like, wait, what song's that in? What the hell's this about? The Russian A, like trend. Russian A. I don't know that song. No.
Yes, Boney M. Rasputin. As Calamari finds 2. It is quickly leveled though. 2D has done some work to get himself up into dangerous position in mid. So he's going to try and cut the map here, but the CT rotation is deep. 2D again, just holding strong. K-Star is going to try and take him toe-to-toe here. Flashes him out of that position. He does spot him though. So he brings it back to a 2 versus 1. The CT, his position is known. And whilst they don't have the bomb at the moment, they are going to try and regroup and go for that double peek onto CT. Moop's actually going to force the issue here. This could be dangerous, but he's not going to progress any further than this. K-Star now has got some work to do. And T's, they're opting to just continue watching their said positions. Not going to try and group up on this. So there's a chance here for K-Star if he can isolate these 1v1s. Oof. Utilizing that gap in the box. Oh, K-Star finds a shot onto Mizzy, has no info where Moop is, and Moop is just going to play the timer, and he is going to simply be shot in the back, one would expect, as Moop wins that round. Down 4, they're on a tear here, and Mako, they're having very, very grave difficulties on their CT side.
You know, in the words of Aerosmith, I don't know if you've ever been on the ride in Disney, but Mako Shark are going down. I've never known what song that's from. It's like it's an elongated part because it plays during.
Yeah, normally I don't miss a thing when it comes to Aerosmith songs, but
God damn it! God damn it! I've genuinely never heard of the lines because it's like an elongated going down. I've never heard that in the song before. I was in love in an elevator, but odd. Just a pistolas here for Mako Shark, so really it doesn't look too likely to get a whole bunch done. And in reality, you know, I don't want to take away from this game because obviously I don't want to miss a thing, but the reality is if you think you're going to win a round like this, you might as well just dream on. Although, I gotta say, pistols do have a chance if they come together. Things could get a little bit crazy. You can leave your opponents crying. They could be pulling a Tim the Tap Man, just screaming, dude, but it really, whenever I see pistols win, it really leaves a hole in my soul.
Yeah, the problem is for Calamari, all the T's will walk in this way, so... And they're going to be bunching up Zilla. He is all filler, no killer right now. And they're going to just march their way back onto this A-bomb site. It's completely unattended. Moop is just the thorn in the side. And K-Star and Jimmy, there's nothing on offer for them.
This is looking pretty grim, isn't it, Jim? You know, the reality is at the moment, the CTs, they're looking a little bit jaded. We need to see them get back in the saddle because at the moment, it's just not looking good. This isn't where you want to be. In fact, I imagine Mako Shark want to fly away from here.
They want to get away. That is for sure. Yeah, Jimmy. Tough work for him, but I mean, I've seen him work this Mag 7 in his favor. Is Savage just going to give him this frag? They seem to know he's there. Oh, be careful. They are just inches away from certain death. They get out of that. I don't know if the Mag 7 is going to be particularly beneficial. He has opted to drop it, so there's some good news at least for the T's. He's just going to go with a less effective M4.
It's looking grim, Jim. The thing is, you know, at the moment I feel like Downfall are just looking electric, and it's a long way to the top if you're Mako Shark. You know, they're really going to have to come through to current affairs. They're going to have to start to dial in, get these kills. Blow up these T's, stop the TNT from going out, and just make sure that they're really ringing hell's bells.
Oh, some dirty deeds are being done dirt cheap at the moment in this A bomb site. However, right now CTs are looking a little bit thunderstruck as his post-plant positions, fairly standard array coming out from... Ooh, shot on K-Star, looking good, looking tasty. But he knows exactly where Mizzy is, and Moop is just playing the timer to perfection. But the CTs are on it. He's gone too far. It was a bridge too far for him. And in that 2 versus 1, he hoped that they may have tapped that bomb and gone for something a little bit sneakier. But the CTs, they were all over it. Mako find themselves a much-needed third.
That was an interesting round for sure. I don't know where Moop was going with that one. He was taking a very long journey across that one. And with that, you know, at 9-3, it's not a great lifeline back for Mako. They've got to do a whole lot better. They've got to get up to 6 if they're going to have any chance. But the opportunities are there. Problem is, there's so much money in play for Downfall, and to really get back into this and buy themselves back in with a chance to win, they're going to have to dominate. Now, they've opened this round up by taking down Mizzy. That's a good pick. It was a B apps push that gave them it. Jimmy, as well, delivers on the move, and although the trade is there, they still have the man advantage to work around, and the B control, which is the most important part, because now they can stack towards that A site, and that is the only place that Downfall have got, or had, any presence. In the 2v4, they've got to look for kills. It's the only way, really. They've got no map control.
They need direction. They need to carry on, my wayward sons. Oh, he finds a valuable double. The Mako shark. And it's been a while between drinks for them. And they have definitely been on the other end of Downfall's battering. And I don't know if you've ever seen a battered shark. They taste great.
I can't say I ever have. No, that's it's never been what's on my mind. That's for sure.
A little bit flaky.
For people of the South Wind, they like that. I don't know. I feel like if I have that, it's really the point of no return. All I eat is cod. That's my stuff.
I was going to make a game reference, but I just let it go. Okay, Star. He saw Downfall do this yesterday. Downfall were very keen on getting someone up into the window. If they're allowed to have mid control, they do like to put a player either in ladder room or window. It makes things very difficult for the CTs on that rotation through, so they just going to put all their eggs in this B basket. K-Star could be caught out here. He needs to make this first shot. He just gets a leg. And this is going to force the CTs now to try and get to B as quickly as possible. But Zertz is only able to find one. The flashes are good, and the rotation you could see was a long way away, so they are locked out by the time they get there. It's a great Molotov as well. It just exploded on the light. The roof even. As now Zilla's gotten through, so he might actually be able to catch Savage out. He does. He finds a second. That's a great retake. Nice distraction being sold by Cullum at short. They didn't recognize that Zilla had a window of opportunity to get through the door, get past that Molotov. It was completely unbeknownst to everyone.
You know, at this point, Jim, I'm feeling like Mako have got a serious chance to upset Downfall in this map, to come back in. And 9-5, considering where they were at, they were looking flat as hell. We were just joking around. We were chilling because Downfall, well, they were chilling as well. Chilling and killing. But now it's starting to slow down. They were looking beached, that's for sure. Yeah, the Sharks were finless by the end of that, but at the moment, yeah, we're in a position where if they win this round, if they get the pistol, they're already right back into this game, 100%. It's an impressive turnaround.
They are the ones doing the schooling, though. If they trade into this B-bomb site, the bomb plant will go down, and, well, let's just see whether or not this retake from Mako, it's been good in the past, but I dare say the post-plant positioning from Downfall has been their downfall. Callum Murray again is going to try his luck here from short, and this is here for the taking. They just have to wait out these smokes, so that's going to buy up a bit of time here for the T side, but this is going to spur them into action now. It needs to be careful that they don't overextend themselves for the duels here too deep at the park bench. They are just going to cut them to pieces, though. Well composed from Downfall, and it looks like they had all of their angles covered.
So, Jim, I'm going to give you a quick statistic. I know Tom loves them. He sat there, edge of his seat, waiting for one.
He keeps asking for them.
He does. He really does. Tom's always asking for it. Well, 10-5, right? When you're the T side wins 10-5, 8% of teams make a comeback and win the map. That
8%.
Is 8%. That is a very low. That's out of 240 games, Jim. So it's a pretty big sample size as well over the last year. So typically, now that does take into account every single level. And you got to remember at the top level, it's going to be much more likely that teams close it out. You will very rarely see top 30, definitely top 20 teams playing and having like a really good CT and a really bad T, or vice versa. So it's, whereas teams like this, there's a strong possibility, as we saw versus Renegades, that Downfall could do decently on the T side and not so well CT. But with such a small sample size of games from Downfall, I think that's where you have to run just naturally with the general statistics and then adapt it on the fly. So at the moment, it's definitely, we won't put an exact number, but it is incredibly likely that we see Downfall win this game.
I always feel as though just stats would always need an OCE caveat. Maybe that's something that we can arrange. We just need a separate column, because of course the trends seem to be a little bit different here.
Well, like realistically, we're talking about. Let me just pull it up here. There, I know once you go outside top 50, it's the ratings are nonsensical essentially. But Mako 147th in the world, Downfall 133. Again, especially when you play only regionally, it's practically pointless to have those kind of ratings. But what I'm saying is, these teams are very low down on that on the food chain, and so typically you're going to see that their results are much more sporadic and unpredictable when they're facing each other. Especially, it's the same as what you'll see in MDL and things like that. It's very difficult to, maybe for more reasons than you'd initially suspect, but let's talk in an ideal world. It's very difficult on this level to predict how games are going to go, because a lot of it can rely on individual performances, or teams can have a very good read on how to play one side of a map but suck on the other side. And that is something we've already seen in this tournament a number of times. And it's not just specific to the Oceanic region. We see it in Asia. We see it at low-level Europe as well. You go to Tier 3 Europe, teams can get like 10 round CT side, 1 round T. It's like, it's insanity. I remember seeing an Overpass game, to Jim, where it was, what was it? It was Team Endpoint versus Pact. I'm going back like 3 years, 2 years maybe. And I remember it was 14-1. T-side 14-1 to Pact. And Endpoint came back into it. I was just like, all right, never mind.
Anything is possible. Nothing is impossible. But K-Star's got to do one of the above. He's trying to get himself back into this round. He's got 5 HP. Has got plenty of time to play with, but they ran into a brick wall at this A-bomb site. They were just completely smashed. And maybe they'd bitten off a little bit more than they could chew here, Mako Shark.
Even all those teeth.
Exactly right. Now, Licky, with those Julies, just makes it a little bit more difficult for Mako Shark in that round. But
shout out. I just want to quickly shout out the guy in chat who called Licky a noob earlier on. I saw you, and I hope you saw that. Man's just spray controlled dualies. That's something that you can't do. That's for sure.
I always love the guys that clearly have glistening careers in whatever they're criticizing.
Yeah, it must have been Braxton there. My bad. Like, oh, what is with 2D and the PB buys? And is the only man I've ever seen consistently buy this weapon. The lunatic.
Oh no, what was going on there? Just spray and pray. And it did not go his way. It's left a 2 versus 2 here. Dangerously, they've given Zertz the PP buys, and now he needs to duel here against his opposite. Dumbo comes up trumps. Actually, no, it was Jimmy. That P250 shot in the back, but he's got the info now. And Jimmy is just going to try and get away. As Licky taps that bomb and searches. And I think he's cottoned on here to where he is, but more importantly, he's got himself that kit. So faster defuse coming out. Jimmy is just going to play with his food, but this is stuck here from Licky. He's got
my god
to do so. Oh my.
And he gets the kill as well afterwards. Insult to injury on that one. That is... Pros don't fake, man, and Licky has just shown it. 20 kills now with that round under his belt. A 1v2 clutch on a ninja in the open. Didn't even use his cover. Didn't need smokes. Didn't need any of that sort of crack. Didn't have one, but he didn't need it, that's for sure. Disgusting play. And 12-5, that is just hammered it home for the Mako team. Now we're looking at a full buy from the T side, especially that plant helping them out massively. But I don't think that's going to be any consolation considering what they've just been through.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be a bit of pill for them to swallow. There's still time. There's still a few rounds for them to get themselves back in. Obviously, this one, key importance. AK comes out, Savage. He's trapped by that Molotov, so he's just going to continue to press on and get some information as well. I don't think he's going to just try his luck, push all the way back into T-spawn, but the fact that he has control of Palace, if they do choose to go A, it makes things very difficult for the T side to navigate.
Look at this full just B push. 3 players there. Jimmy making some noise, trying to drag the rotate. He might pull Mizzy off. The angle, no, he doesn't. 2D connects the headshot. Mizzy now starting to move at just the wrong moment. He spots the player coming out. The reaction's not quite there on the flick. He misses just about. The nade deep to the left side. Zertz almost walks into it. It would have been him dropped. He's down on 9 HP now. If he took one more step, it was going to be the end of his life. Retaking with a scout, never ideal. The op out, but Zert's not able to hit the shot. Here's the swing as Licky goes down. No support. He didn't wait for his teammates. They could have pushed out together. Now Savage just a solo entry on this one. The scout trying to cause a distraction, but he can't do too much, especially not without a head. It's all down to Savage. He's getting peeked on the right. Great shot. Where was the peek together? Where was the double peek on that one? Smoke bounced out. It goes way too wide, and he doesn't know this player's going to come up behind him. There's no way he gets the ninja on that one. I don't understand there. K-Star should have swung with his teammate. Where's the communication?
Just wasn't there in the moment, was it? It really did cost them. And again, another retake coming out from Downfall. That's surely heartbreaking for Mako. They're getting into these bomb sites, they're getting the plants, they're getting themselves into the after plant situations, but they're not winning them. And that's really frustrating. It's, you know, you feel like you're halfway there. I've rolled the red carpet out for you, Mitch.
I know. I was waiting for you to do it. I was letting you have the honors of that one. It doesn't look like Mako are going to be able to pray for much longer if they keep up this kind of performance, though. Even with the couple rounds that they've got on the board, they are shaky. They're making things a bit more difficult for themselves. The needs be, and Jimmy, he goes through the smoke after SMGs. It's just reckless at this point, Jim. Like, I'm losing my mind. Okay, if it's rifles, it's a big play. You're trying to hunt them and punish them, but they've just gotten a kill with an SMG. They've picked up your AK, and you rush through a smoke after him. Okay, there was a flash, but I don't really care. It was ridiculous.
Moop's got great positioning here, though, for this round. He's not going to be threatened by anything on A ramp, but 2D is hard work. He got the leg onto Zilla. Would have been disappointed with that, but the grenade finishes him off. So 3 versus 1. Tough position for K-Star to be in, and if you can get this shot into CT, a difficult one to make, you will have entry into the B bomb site. But look at Licky, this off angle here. He's not even showing. He has to come all the way through the vent. The murder hole, you'll see why. It's Licky, some smart positioning there. Very alert to the fact of where K-Star was. And they find themselves just inching closer towards map and series point, which we'll see Downfall progress in this bracket. And for these guys, as we said, coming into this, they're a team that's there for the opportunities to learn. And it looks like they've taken a lot out of their encounter yesterday with Renegades.
Definitely a learning experience for them. But as I said, Mako can't really pressure them in the same way that we saw Renegades pressuring. Even look at this push. With the pistols, I would much rather invest in 2 smokes than P250s. Like, just watch this round.
Oh,
all ranged fights. Zilla gets up close and he gets a kill. Now let's imagine those P250s are swapped out for smokes, or you just invest into smokes as well. Screw it. You've got the money to do it. And you smoke off stairs. You get 3 ideally for CT as well, obviously, but if you want to keep the investment as minimal as possible, smoke stairs, smoke jungle. Now all of a sudden they're forced to take close range fights. Okay, the player that's in CT is still going to be able to do some damage to you, so ideally, yeah, flash or smoke for him. But you force those close fights. And in fact, Jim, you'll think back, we saw Renegades do that, and that was around day 1 versus Downfall. Like, I don't know. Seems like if you're going to invest into the P250s, but your strat is to waterfall out of Palace, don't invest in the P250s.
Yeah, the chance of success you're giving those P250s is very, very slim. Better utilizing... It's like taking the wrong tools to a job.
Yep. You're coming for a construction job and you just brought a bulldozer. Not ideal. Or a sniper. You've got your scope. You've got your bipod. Maybe a tripod. Hey, let's go all the way. Full balance. And
that extra
and
leg.
A pistol. For a 2-kilometer shot.
And you waterfall out Palace.
And then you do that, yeah. Bipod in the air.
Ooh, Zilla. He's not having any of it. Just a drive-by. He's leveled by 2D. And the T's are now swarming onto this site. Savage, he is so confident. He's still there taking jewels. Now, CT's grouped up. And they're all going to go for this CT ramp retake. Post-plant positioning is good, but this flash is going to be key. And Jimmy's going to call for it. Doesn't actually choose to step on anybody. Chooses to take up position towards jungle. So, bomb will be smoked. CTs are going to use their positioning and their utility. They get the diffuser off at least, and this is a good retake here.
Guy's nuts.
And Downfall find themselves match point. They have been so good on these retakes. Mako again get into the bomb site, but it's the patient retake play from Downfall that has just put them so far ahead of Mako in this map.
Map 1 Savage dropped 30 kills. This time he's on 18, but his teammates are stepping it up. 2D's having an absolute banger of a game, and that was definitely missing. Look how clean he is. That was definitely missing versus Renegades, but obviously you think about how many times in that game, in the Renegades game, we were saying like, oh, 2D with the op, this could be dangerous, and then he gets smoked out in window. They smoke execute A. They flash and smoke out B. Like, he literally couldn't do anything. At this point, though, even right there, look, the flash doesn't hit Licky. He's not touched by any utility. He's able to do so much. Finding 1 kill, 2D with another, and it's a man advantage for them. Licky's still just creeping around this site. They're conscious of him maybe being towards bench, though. They're hoping he's here. He's going to have to do a whole lot, and not too much delivered. Savage in the 1 versus 3, and a rough retake for him.
It is, and it was a bold strategy, Cotton, to just go straight for that B rush on a round where everything's on the line, but they make it work. I actually thought they'd been stopped. Oh, Savage, by name, by nature. Ella Murray, though, dares to dream and keeps Mako Shark competitive for the moment. But they're on the edge here. They're on the precipice, going through to the next round in the bracket here. Downfall just need to find 1 more round, but they have plenty to play with.
They're certainly on the edge, and you know the reality is, for Downfall, they're in a spot where I feel like they can't lose this. Taking the pistols here is definitely the right call. They've managed to 1-for-1 trade it, which is already getting me a little bit worried, but the push out to the A site for Mako should secure the round.
Yeah, they've got complete control here. And Downfall are going to be locked out. It was a faster approach too. Zert's just getting that info, flying through mid into the connector, taking that Mach 10. And you could see that the rotation straight up A ramp. They didn't hesitate. They all came through. He called the numbers, and they will at least find themselves an 8th round. And nothing really on offer here on the exits either for Downfall. Just content to take what they have into the next round. Savage might be able to do some damage though. Nobody is going to go his way whatsoever. We do see a buy coming out from Downfall. So they're going to continue to roll the dice. As we said, backs to the wall for these guys. And Mizzy, interestingly, holding on to that Mac 10 that was passed on by Savage. So doesn't really have too many other options, I guess. But Savage is taking a lot of damage early on. He was punished. Trying to face in mid. He's been dealt heaps of damage by Zertz. Zertz is just getting himself into difficult positions here in mid. Masking a lot of information from the rotation here, but Savage is getting out. And so too are Mako. They're not committing numbers towards B. They thought potentially something was on early, but just made that call to back off. And, I mean, looking at the way that they were spread around that map, they just had Mizzy on the B-bomb site by himself with a Mac 10. That would have been a high percentage play. But we have all the info here, Mitch, thankfully.
We know what's going on. Oh, no. They've rotated at B, but this could be the thorn on the side of the T side. Leaky's in position. The flash in towards apartments. They don't see anybody. Leaky pushes up. He hears the utility. He knows he's got the flank, the fast flank, coming up behind ramp very, very quickly. Oh, he's running. They must have heard him, surely. I'm looking at K-Star. Yeah, he knows. He knows what's going on. Quickly in there with the shot. Zert's on another, and this is going to have to be a huge clutch that just cannot work out. Why was he running there? That was, like, you know that they're not on site, or not fully. There's got to be someone ramp. They have an offensive full buy. I don't know what that was. I thought the jump was already risky enough, but he ran straight up to the corner as well.
How bizarre. It was clowns to the left of him, jokers to the right, and he's just jumping with a Mac. He's just jumping. I don't know why. Dear me. All right, this match continues. The CT Economy, they have taken a back seat. Upgraded pistols and a focus on mid, so that smoke has saved Zilla from the firing squad at least momentarily, and the CTs have opted to just back off. The angry mob approach will no longer be positioned in mid. Murray here might be under some duress. That smoke is actually just holding off a wall of CTs, so no pop flash will come through. They will just opt to try and spray and pray and see what they can find. There is nothing though. And Mako, I'm pretty confident in saying they're going to be able to get their 10th.
Seems quite likely at this point, for sure. Zertz, Calamari, everybody's answering up, finding the kills. 2D's waiting for more opportunities, but the Agent of Death is here. The boy Jimmy, ready to find those kills. 15 to 10. It's getting a whole lot more likely for Mako Shark. Remember at halftime we said the statistics lied 8% in favor of Mako. Now at 15 to 10, I have to switch over my stats 2 seconds. So at 15 to 10, it's a position where it's still 8%. Exactly, on the dot. I thought it would have gotten a little bit better, but yeah, obviously with 1 round away for downfall. It's, but it's improved from what was 0%. It was so small, it was fractional.
I think that just proves that you'd hate to be Mako right now.
Definitely don't want to be fish food in this one. The apex predator, as they sometimes are. Going a little bit further down in the food chain.
Just bottom feeding, really.
Remember, the winner of this gets $1,500 extra as well, so it's going to be a pretty significant hike up if they can manage to connect.
Control of mid, though, is going to see them try and pincer into this A bomb site. So They do have some smokes at least on Downfall. Question is, are they going to use it to try and stop the CT push? Or will they save it for a potential retake? They're playing in the site here at A. They're not playing for that retake. So it's all going to come to a head here. 2D, he's been instrumental for them. Savage, he's going to be harassed here by Jimmy. He is traded out by Callum. Callum finds 2 coming out of Palace. And he's made things interesting at least now. Let's make up. What utility they've got is being utilized to flush everybody out. K-Star is just looking to see what he can produce here. There's opportunities on offer for everybody at the moment. They're all out in the open. K-Star opts for that plant, but Mizzy is locking things down. A AWP on AWP duel. K-Star and Mizzy win shoe. Now K-Star has smartly got himself back onto the more passive angle. And they're just going to play from the Tetris. And CT's... Oh, Calamari ins the numbers somewhat. This is a good chance now for Mako. The smoke is his downfall. And Mizzy will leave that round in the hands of Mako Shark. Mako Shark now 15 to 11, and the odds are being dragged back in their favor. They have been netting themselves some good rounds here, Mako Shark.
At the moment, 15 to 11, things look at least that little bit brighter, but it's still a very difficult comeback. The reality is, you think about it from Downfall's perspective, chances of them randomly connecting around one of these players, you know, Savage stepping up for a sick 4K or a Jimmy style ace, and it's all theirs. It's theirs to lose at the moment.
The stats are pretty grim, though, I must admit. I mean, compared to you're coming out with these hard stats that not painting a good picture here for Mako Shark. Compared to you, I'm Mr. Brightside over here, while Mako Shark are coming out of their cage and they're doing just fine. They need more rounds. They want them all. Let's be fair.
Yeah, I've been hurt too many times, Jim. I just don't believe anymore. I believe only in numbers. It's all I know. This, at least, if you look at the numbers in terms of the financial, the fiscal investment of these teams, it is significantly stacked in favor of Mako. And so this round should go to them. Callum trying to bridge the gap a little bit. He's trying to help out the CT side. He feels bad. He has been destroying them in these last couple of rounds. So he thought, hey, I'll just kill my teammate real quick. Make it that little bitty, give you a chance at least, you know? But even that wasn't enough. And he's now on, I think, 21 kills. You exclude the team kill. Because he was on 18 before. A swift little 3K for him. Well, 4K with his teammate. But 15 to 12, 3 rounds between them. It's doable. There's still 2 buy rounds, though. Mako have to win this and then the final round in order to tie it up and bring it to overtime. And then a 3rd map. And then win the 3rd map. A lot of win conditions there, Jim. Whereas Downfall just need 1 round. I know which one I believe in.
Seems like simple math, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I don't have the probabilities, you know, off the top of my head, but I would say chances are Downfall win this one.
Well, things have kicked off to a good start here. Licky has eliminated the flank. They've tried to sell the fake towards this B bomb site, but they're retreating back into CT here. They're all going to regroup and get ready for this retake. They're ready for the T's, or the T, sorry. Azilla catches 2D off guard, gets himself into a handy position, which will play out. I believe that has been heard by Mizzy. So Mizzy's just going to hope that his teammate forces a player out of position there in jungle. But these post-play positions are solid. They're actually maybe a little bit too aggressive in some instances here. They are going to go straight for this defuse. This is audacious now. They're sticking it. And he has been taken off the defuse eventually here. But what is going on?
Oh!
Licky!
Has he got? He's got it.
He's won it like this.
Oh my god! I thought that was enough. I thought once they took down Savage, they had the round. But a knife into a spray and a 1-second spare defuse, 16 to 12. Jeez, what a round and what a game by Downfall. They did so well, start to finish, and I mean the odds were with them ever since that 4th round where they managed to bring it up 3 to 1. Everything about Downfall's game